Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. I am DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation. I'm coming to you live from the 8th floor. Whew! Wow. We have a good one today. Now listen, if you're a little bit faint of heart, if the most you can go is Disney, then you may have to put on some earmuffs for some of this interview here. I'm telling you it's a good one. But listen, what we're going to do, as you know, last week we had a special guest. That was Chak. Chak stepped in, and we had a little conversation, which was fantastic. Then we're going to play the hottest song according to Track Source, but as usual, we're only going to play a snippet of it because Facebook has a nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Then, after that, we're going to give you a little bit of what's coming up. We're going to play a classic, and then we're going to go into the interview. Now, listen to this. What I want to share with you is that not only are we on Facebook, but we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, we're on Vimeo, we're on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah. And a lot of other places. So you can catch us in multiple places, and also going to ask you to share. Always want to give a big shout out to King T Finesse and Ariel Shante for putting our theme song together. Also, right after the show ends, we're going to go right into the Shazam Free Zone. We play nothing but brand new music. I want you to hear it. You can decide if you like it or you don't like it. I'm picking the best ones I can, and you're going to be able to judge for yourself. We're going to the Shazam Free Zone where not only do we play the music, but we tell you what it is. All right, so Chak, let's play the number one song according to Track Source in the Soulful House category this week. It is by Music Man. It's called 3D Galaxy. You'll probably recognize the sample, the flow. Chak, are you ready? Check. Chak is ready. I'm ready. Let's go. By now, you recognize it. Yes, by now you recognize it. Of course, that's that Galaxy, that was that track from War. We are going live in a few minutes with our special guest, Dawn Souluvn Williams. So now, let me just give you a couple of updates. First of all, I just want to do a few birthday shout-outs. This was a big time here. Hey, listen, Jackie Stokes, Sugar Plum, had a birthday this week. Then Jeffrey C. out of B-More, dope producer, birthday. John Brown, Patterson Music Makers, he and I go back many, many moons, birthday. Wally B, birthday. Nicole, my longtime, well, my ex-sister-in-law, how about that? Nicole, it's birthday. Then you have Will has a birthday. Cream has a birthday. Tim Wise has a birthday, and Frankie Vibe. So those are some birthdays. I want to give them all a big shout out for some birthdays. Happy birthday to you guys. Now, a couple of things that are coming up. As you know, March 17th is the brand event. That's going to be in Kenilworth, and that's going to be on at the Kenilworth VFW. And on deck, you'll have Soulful Messiah and Mark Francis. You already know. That's given by SMB Entertainment Group, and you know they always put on quality events. So that's March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Mark your calendars. April 21st and April 22nd, the first ever New Jersey House Music Conference Weekender. Hey, he compliments Dawood and his team. Just want to thank him for putting together this big event. Now, just so you know what's going to be different about it, is this like the first time we've gotten together with the house music community, not to just dance, but to meet. We're going to have performing. We're going to have some panels. They're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's going to be at the Hollywood. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn in Newark on Frontage, 160 Frontage Road. So it's going to be a big event, a lot of surprises. Again, nothing but fire. Then also, details to follow. Steve Davis has got his Aries event coming up in April, and details to follow on that. And May 20th, the House of Salima Designs and Tyrone Chablis, they say versus, but it's all friendly competition, are going to have a big event sponsored by Hope Royster, who's she and Naeem are pillars in the house music community, and they always put on quality events. It's going to be at the Doubletree in Newark on Frontage Road. So listen, we got a lot of stuff that's happening. Also, don't forget, you got weekly things going on. I'm going to name a few places. Mr. Muggs has things going on. James Long has things going on. I mean, there's just so much happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. We're going to play a classic from our special guest, Dawn Souluvn Williams. The track is called WERK, Work. So we're going to play a little bit, but as usual, we're going to shut it off and shut it down because Facebook is a nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Chuck, you want to play a snippet? Mm-hmm.
Let me see you work. 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 Let me
done nails, done everything.
We're gonna fade this thing out, 'cause you know.
The club and get my footwork, and I'm going deep down inside.
Because it's this nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Let me tell you something. That track is so, so hot. I say we need to bring that sucker back. I say we need to bring it back. That is one of those songs that was hot. It was hot when it came out, but we got to re-hot it. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have an interview that we recorded actually yesterday. We're going to put that up. You'll be able to comment and go into the chat room and respond. Now, I need to tell you, for those of you who are a little faint of heart, let's see. You won't need to put on blinders, but you may have to go bleep, 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 bleep. As you all know, Dawn bites her tongue. I'm kidding. All right, she does a pretty intense show, and we go into it. So it's the interview is deep. It's a lot of fun. It's to the point. So let's do this. Let's put it on. Chalk, why don't you put the interview on, and then we're gonna have her do her thing, and then after that we're gonna go to the Shazam Free Zone, and we're gonna play some all new tracks, and I'll tell you what they are. Here we go. She does, and away we go. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Dan Soulful Hot Sun, coming to you live from the 8th floor. And today, ladies and gentlemen, today only, that's right, this is a one-time special. We have the one, the only, the inimitable, the, you can't make it up, the can't duplicate it, Dawn Souluvn Williams.
Oh, thank you for all that.
Well, I
think I gotta look up some of them words though.
Well, I need to tell you, I'm super excited. Of course, I heard about you before I actually heard you sing. And I don't know if you remember. Wow. I don't know if you remember, but the first time I heard you sing was at that New Year's Eve party. This is going back maybe 3 or 4 years, pre-COVID, obviously.
Okay.
You were there. Dawn Tallman was there. Kenny Bobian was there.
Okay, yes.
It was, I forgot.
That was more than 3 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I said, whoa. I said, all right now. Well, let's get started with the easy stuff. Just tell us a little bit about you, so everybody who doesn't know you, which I doubt, but anyway.
It's of course it's easy to doubt. Everybody don't know everybody.
Okay.
Of course, my name is Dawn Souluvn Williams. Thank you for that wonderful, beautiful, amazing, introduction. I'm human. Number one.
Okay.
I am also a singer. For those who do know, those that don't know, just know that I'm just me.
Okay.
I've been singing since far back as I know. And I just always love to sing. So singing, it was like it was a gift, I just did me, and I sung what I liked, and then I started to sing what I could.
Okay.
And then I, started to sing, other people's songs that seemed to have some kind of similarity to what I was doing and how I was doing it. And then it moved on to the how, and why I was doing it.
I got to tell you, so for those who have the gift, I've said this many, many times before. I think the Lord gives you two gifts. One is the ability to sing. But I think the more important gift is to realize that singing is not for you and move on with something else and do something else.
Oh, very true. But that goes back to, that's why I said it's the can,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then the why, you know, because
Right.
a lot of people do it because they just can, you
Gotcha.
know. Yeah, I did it because I could, but then I
Mm-hmm.
did it because of the why, you know. Why can I do this? You know, not
Mm.
just can I do it, because anybody could do it. You know,
Right.
as a
Right.
matter of fact, they do. When they get in that shower, you know,
Hey,
they cleaning up
hey,
around the house, you know, they just do it, you
hey.
know, and they be like, oh, I could do this. You could do it, or he could do it. I could do it. But
Uh-huh.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, you could do it, but you know.
Well, I got to tell you, I am a self-acclaimed, I'm going to say highly nominated, um, mostly congratulated shower singer. And that's the only place I need to be singing, you
And
know.
you know, believe it or not, I don't sing in the shower.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? The real singers probably don't. Wow. Wow. So how about early influences for you?
Um, well, of course, the Stevie Wonders,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Whitney Houstons, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
Shaka Khans, you know, Mariah Carey,
Mm-hmm.
the Gladys Knight,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my era, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Those are my, like the Shaka Khan, the real, you know, the stuff I do,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or the things that I feel that I could do, you know,
Right.
because I feel them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of music, you know, that I want to sing, that I do sing. Um, I'm laid back, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
I love the Sade,
Okay.
um, Alicia Keys. You know,
Sure.
I like the laid backs. I am, and I'm gonna probably get, you know, some feedback from this here. I'm not a fan of Anita Baker.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
but I am a fan of Patti LaBelle.
Okay. All right.
You know, so you know, I get a little weird sometimes.
Okay.
Um, but I'm not a fan of Keith Sweat. I'm not a fan of R. Kelly.
Okay.
Um, never been.
Okay. All right.
Um, so it varies with me. Like again, the why or the how. Like I didn't know that R. Kelly would eventually become this here monster.
Right.
But somewhere in his songs and his lyrics and his style, I knew it, you know, and it was just something that said to me, you know, I just don't like him. I just can't get into it. You know, I would
Mm.
hear his music and I would sit down. It's just like hearing the song. There's some holes in this house. I'm gonna
Mm.
sit down. You
Okay.
know, 'cause it's the why. You know, it ain't just the beat no more for me. You know, it's the lyrics. I'm very lyrical, so I'm gonna go and sit my ass down. Now the song I beat that bitch with a bat. I'm getting up on the dance. You know, it
These are
might be
all,
some truth to that now. Let's
these, yeah. These are all gospel classics. I got you.
uh-huh.
Wow. Wow. Well, you know, but now, like, okay, so how did I should really ask this in two parts. How did you get into music? And then at what point did you really realize that you could actually sing?
Okay. First and foremost, music got into me. I didn't get
Okay.
into it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, at a very early age, I you know, it's like you smell yourself. You know,
Okay.
you can smell your nose right there. You know, I heard myself and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like this. I can sing. But that was that first step. I can sing,
Uh-huh.
you know. Then eventually I kept doing it, you know, in elementary school, you know, joining the chorus, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually in high school the choir and vocal dynamics, and you know, and it just progressed, talent shows and this and this and this, and I'm getting out of school, I'm joining, you know, competitions and stuff like that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and go
Wow.
on from there.
You mentioned earlier. I mean, how important do you think it is for someone who wants to sing to start earlier in life than later in life? And I mean, by what time in life do you think you would typically know if you have something? Just your thoughts on that.
My thought, it don't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter when you start. When you got it, you got it.
Okay.
You know, so it doesn't matter early or late. Because I mean, I started early, and here I am now, still where I'm at.
Okay.
So it don't matter.
Okay.
I mean, gotta do it and keep it pushing.
All right. Now, how did, when you mentioned people like Chaka Khan and them, they were pre-house, so to speak. How did you get into house music? How did that happen?
Okay, I got into house music. I've always liked what I call dance music.
Okay.
I've always liked it. You know, I was sneaking into Zanzibar and Sensation, you know, because I love dance music, you know. I called it club music.
Yeah. Back in the day.
And I would put a lot of record myself and singing and put it up on YouTube or whatever, Facebook, and what's the other one?
What I was
What's that other site before Facebook?
it starts with an M. It'll come to both of us.
It'll come. But then just upload my So I would just do stuff like that. And this guy where I used to stay, he contacted me and he was like, I love your voice. He said, would you want to do a song with me? And I was like, okay, yeah, because I had already, you know, looked him up and, and investigated, you know. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized he was right around the corner. I could walk right around the corner to his house.
Oh, wow.
And the beauty of working with him and doing what I did, and that was house music, you know, is we started R&B. The way we recorded it was a slow song, you know. It was a soulful song, and it turned into house music, actually techno, and that's how I got into house music, because once that was done, it was like I was accepted by people who really wanted to hear, you know, me sing. For who I am. And that's when it just took off in the house music world for me.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Now, who were some of your favorite artists back in the day in the house music scene? Who was someone in that scene?
Basically the same people now who are now also my personal friends. You know, back then I was like, oh, I love them. I can't wait to meet them. And now they are really my personal friends, like Kenny Bovin.
Okay.
Teresa Griffin.
Oh, sure.
Viola Sykes. You know, Eddie Lewis, Elias.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You know,
Josh Vaughn.
Yes. You know what's interesting about that is that, let's say, even though like you're an artist, that you still listen to a lot of the same music and you evaluate it. Now, I mean, as a DJ, I evaluate from the standpoint of, hey, can I make them dance? And I, you know, have the track, whatever, and you're listening to vocals and lyrics. Not that I don't hear that, but I'm just saying, you know, it's interesting to listen to the same people, but our take on it is different. So,
right.
That's
see, me, I'm more well-rounded, but because I'm a singer, you know, a little more biased to that. because I listen for everything, because everything has to be a marriage.
Gotcha.
The voice has to go with the lyrics has to go with the beat, and the beat has to go with the melody. It has to marry. It can't be like I'm just singing this song and I put it on any old type of music.
Right.
A lot of that is done because a lot of producers feel like just what you said is about that beat is about making them dance.
Right.
Vocals. But because she dope and she hot and she got a following, I'm gonna put her on it because it's gonna help me sell my music.
Got you.
Okay, but me, no, don't do that, because I needed to marry. I needed it all to go together. I needed to mesh well. I mean, after the fact, after it meshes well, and you want to do remixes, you want to do dubs, and you want to do these edits and whatever else you call it. Fine, as long as this project right here.
Okay. I got you. That makes a lot of sense, Dawn. Makes a lot of sense. Now, okay, you've been in from the door. Where is house music going from your perspective? Where's it going?
I think it goes as far. I think it will go as far as people will take it. And take it positively. What I'm saying? People pride themselves. Some people pride themselves in worrying about what other people do and what other people think. I feel like just do you. If you continue to do you without worrying about what somebody else thinks, it's gonna get better.
Right. Along those lines, what I think is pretty interesting is that I have this saying, and it's kind of now don't get me wrong, I'm not a holy roller or anything like that. But
me. Hey, ain't no shame in the game over here. Listen, this little Bill devil.
Well, but it's like, like when you said, like, you do you, it's like your people will hear your voice. And, like maybe in the beginning, you might start out imitating because that's what you hear. But at some point, you develop your own flow.
Yeah.
I think, like you're saying, it's very, very important to follow that. Because that's after a while, when people hear you, they want to hear you and your interpretation of things. It's not just, hey, she sounded great. She sounded just like, no, she sounded just like herself or just like himself. So I'm just saying that to say I totally agree with you. You got to get your own flow at some point. And that's what, that's why people, are checking for you. So
yeah. So thank you. Because I still get it like, oh my God, you sound so much like Stephanie Mills. What I'm saying? But then they'll be like, that's Dawn. But you gotta have your own style,
Right.
Mine is just putting that Dawn on it, putting the me on it,
Yeah. Well, look, Whitney Houston sang Star Spangled Banner, whatever it was she sang. Even though all the words are the same, believe me, there's gonna be a difference.
Yeah.
There was a difference when she sang it versus the way if I sang it. So
or anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Now let's talk about the music. Now, we know you do house. Do you listen to and or sing other styles of music?
Oh yeah.
So what? Okay, so tell me some of the other things.
Like you said, how did you get into house? See, I was in R&B first.
Gotcha.
So that's where I started. And the soul, everything got soul on it. Hence my name, Soul Lovin'. So neo soul, R&B soul. That was me. That's where I was. That's my lane.
Gotcha.
Still, you know,
Mhm.
the music is what makes it house.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Mhm.
so and I'm 50, so I be forgetting the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm R&B. I'm soul. I was born and raised a Muslim.
Mhm. Okay.
So I don't know many gospel songs. I would have to learn them, and yes,
Okay.
I can sing them. You
Okay.
know, because I basically I can sing anything. You give me a country song, I can sing that. You
Okay
know,
now.
I it is what it is. You know,
Mhm.
pop, all that. I can do it, and I have done it.
Mhm.
You know, but my lane is R&B, soul, neo soul,
Mhm.
and soulful house music.
Mhm. Now, before I officially ask you how you got the name Dawn, the soul loving part, um, you
Mhm.
know, um, do you find, speaking of R&B and soul, do you find it harder to find nowadays than say back even in the 90s or something like that, or 80s? I'm not saying it's not there, but it seems like they don't play it as much on the radio. You got to look for it more. I don't know. Are you experiencing that, or you got a whole?
No, no, yes, I do. And the reason being is because people don't truly understand what the word soul means anymore.
Gotcha.
You know, soul that is from within.
Mm-hmm.
It's that feeling within. It's something within you, you know, and hence the name soul loving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling it out. I'm giving you me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my songs are my emotions and my feelings, either about me, my situation, or somebody close to me
Mm-hmm.
situation. But it's still all that soul, is all that feeling, is all that emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you can hear it and see it. And for those of you who haven't seen Dawn sing in person, let me tell you something. I got to tell you something. Good thing there was a chair there because she knocked me off my feet. I mean, I can feel it. I'm not pulling your leg. I'm telling you, you can feel it. You can feel it. Now, what about this? Now, have you done any duets or anything like that, or is that on your bucket list of things?
It is definitely on my bucket list.
Okay.
It's definitely on my bucket list. I am going to be working on something with Kenny Bowlby soon. It has
Ooh.
been in the works for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, but I know it's going to happen, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I would love to do a duet
Mm-hmm.
with many people, you
Okay.
know, because the duets again, you know, they say something. You
Mm.
know, we don't go through life by ourselves. You know,
Right.
you
True.
understand what I'm saying? We go
True.
through we go through our life with other people. So why not express that with another person in song?
Okay, I agree. So here we go.
Mhm.
Me, 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 me. Okay. So anyway, okay. Do you write also?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
do write, but I would love to have some writers.
Okay.
Give me a
Okay.
break.
Now, where do you write from? Do you write from personal experience? Do you write from observations, or what? You know?
Both, both.
Okay.
I write from personal experience the most, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I know my life. I know what
Mm-hmm.
I go through, you know, firsthand, hands down. You
Mm-hmm.
know, writing about somebody else's life is second nature. It's almost like hearsay, you know, C-set.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I said close friends. Like I will write about somebody who's close to me because I would know more versus like hearsay and writing about something else that happened all the way over there.
Right.
You know?
Interesting. Now, okay. Now, do you like um, writing, producing, performing? Do you have a favorite amongst those things?
I love to perform.
Okay.
Um, But before I perform, I gotta write and sing,
Okay.
right? You know,
Okay.
you know. But once I'm on that stage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna get that soul. You gonna get that
All right.
soul from that pencil to that paper. All of
Mm-hmm.
that I gave you, you're gonna get on the stage because now I'm really expressing it. You're going to see me express it.
Right, right, right. Tell us some of the songs that you've done over the years, and I think the first song that I discovered you was WERK.
WERK.
Uh-huh.
Work.
Yes. I said, whoa, okay now. And
Yeah, and
I still
a
like
lot
it.
of my songs get slept on.
Uh-huh.
Um, and when I say slept on, I'm saying either they get missed or people think they're corny.
Okay.
It is what it is, and that's just okay. Everything for everybody. I'm versatile. I can do everything and anything.
Mhm.
But work, I really like work.
Oh,
Um,
please.
Work
Here.
work was almost an expression of me getting into this house scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was like if you really listen to it, I was naming songs within that song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was talking about dancing, like working the dance floor and
Mm-hmm.
also working a pen and a paper. I that song was so lyrically, it was so dope. Like you really would have to get into my head to understand. But if you was also lyrical, you and you listen to those lyrics, you would definitely understand where I was coming from. Not only the producers, they were dope. They really took those lyrics and understood the assignment
Mm-hmm.
when they put the music to it.
Listen, let me tell you something. That song is like energy. It's like, let's go. It's like, I love that song. I'm gonna tell you another song that a lot of people missed. In My Head that you did with Lou Gobert, a lot of people missed
Mhm.
that song too. Um,
Mhm.
so I mean, you have a deep, 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 deep catalog.
Oh, and let me tell you, and
Uh-huh.
not only that, not only a deep catalog, but a deep mindset. And that's why
Okay.
when I crossed over into house music, it was like love with open arms because in R&B, it was as if they didn't understand me.
Mm.
I was even told that I was too deep.
Okay. All right.
They told me I was too deep, that I needed to be more simple,
Mm.
and make my lyrics more simple and simplify certain things.
Mm.
So I was like, I can't simplify me, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, those are, like I said, those are two songs because I've been following you, watching your music and stuff like that, and I like your stuff, and again, those are two personal favorites that I feel like a lot of people missed, and they should
Yeah.
go back
Mhm.
and go back there. Matter of fact, you can put Work on it if you want to get a party. I mean, that's the straight
Woo!
party song. Like you want to let me
Yes.
see work.
Mm-hmm.
Hair
Hair
done
done,
anyway.
nails
All right.
done, everything did. It's time to go out and party. Listen.
Uh-huh. I love that song. Wow. Yeah. Now, how about some places that you've sung over the years? And
Um,
is there any place too that you would say, boy, this is again a bucket list place? Any place that you've sung? Mm-hmm.
well, everywhere I'm a performer. I
Mm-hmm.
love to perform. I love to sing. So everywhere I've performed, I'm so grateful, so thankful. And I would do it again. So no matter where it is, the smallest place, I would do it again. Book me again, please. But I do my bucket list for things that I haven't done is
Mm-hmm.
is huge. I would just love to sing wherever I can, overseas. If
Mm.
if you want to put me in a aqua suit and I sing under the sea, I want to do that too.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the submarine stage. We are now bringing on, she's going to sing over under the sea anyway. Okay,
Yes.
Mermaid. Wow. Now, what about this? As far as singing house, can you, and you've been making a lot of songs, and I like to ask this question. When you write a song, do you know that, boy, this is going to be a hit right here? Can you feel it right off the bat, or have you? What's your sense of that?
Yes, I can, and I'm not a psychic or anything. For instance, New Me. I knew New Me would take off.
Okay.
I absolutely knew New Me would take off. I knew Thankful would take off. And I love what I do. So I would honestly say, I wholeheartedly like at least 92%
Okay.
of everything I do.
Okay.
That of the 8%, honestly, I'll be like, okay, I'll just do it because I can, or because they want me to do it.
Okay.
You know, and I won't promote it because I just didn't like it in the first place. You know, I only did it because I could.
Okay.
You know, or they wanted me to, because they felt like, Dawn Souluvn Williams got a name. Let's put her on this track.
Gotcha.
Because there are people out there like that. It is what it is. They are. So I'm like, okay, I'll do you a favor.
Okay.
But
Now,
I don't like this shit.
speaking of that, you've worked with a lot of different producers over the years. From your perspective, what makes a good producer?
To me, what makes a good, because a lot of things make a good producer. But for me, a good producer is a producer who is also a musician.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. A good producer is also producers that can sing.
Okay.
Because I'm very big on constructive criticism. I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
So that producer needs to be able to hear me when I go off key.
Okay.
Or something ain't right.
Right.
Everybody can, again, producers, they don't care. They don't. Like I would say maybe 75%, maybe 60%. They don't care because they are producers. It's about the music.
Right.
They don't care what you sound like, because when they upload that song to sell it, they putting that instrumental up there to sell. Okay? What's gonna happen with the instrumental once it's sold? People gonna start editing. They're gonna put all their other vocals on top of it, mixing it with stuff, and they put your song with just over here. So no, they got to be able to sing. They got to be musicians. And then not no Tinkerbell producer for me.
Okay.
Because I love live music. So something in it, even if the music is not live, it has to sound live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want, if I'm singing a song and that I wrote or you wrote or somebody else wrote, I want you to know that song too. So if you hear me not singing that song like I'm supposed to sing that song, you sing it.
Okay.
So now I can follow you. I can, I can do it like what you did, because you don't show me or tell me how you want that song. I'm going to do it my way. So if you want it your way, you got to do it. So that's why you got to be able to sing some kind of little tune.
Now here's something interesting. I know an artist who, and you probably know her, who had her biggest hit. And as far as she was concerned, it was not right on key, because she could hear it. Now, for me, like, I can't tell. I said, sounds good to me. So I guess you hear things that say average Joe, like even as a DJ, I mean, I kind of hear what I hear, but you hear things a little bit differently than, let's say, me as a DJ. I'm listening for beats. Do I have it in the right key to DJ? But I don't necessarily know that vocal is key. I mean, I can just tell if it sounds good or it doesn't.
Right.
But I can't. Yeah, it's good, but technically, it's terrible. I mean, I guess you can hear at that level, then, huh?
Yes. I can hear, like, if the key is down here, then my voice should be down here too. Or if the key is down here, then my voice should be up here. You know what I'm saying? It should never be off, though.
Gotcha.
Never.
Okay.
Now, if it is, then creatively, there has to be a way, something in that lyric that expresses why that key is off.
Okay, got you. Makes sense. Wow. See, again, I think most lay people like me kind of, can I do what I need to do with that song? And, and I hear the vocals and hey, sound all right to me. Okay, let's go.
Me, I'll be dancing to the beat and, and listening to the music, and then I'll be like, I'm still dancing though, but okay.
Oh, goodness. Now, question. Now, is there any song that surprised you? Meaning that you went, I didn't expect that much from that song, and for whatever reason it took off. Any song ever surprised you?
The last song, the song that I just did, with Mark Lewis.
Okay.
Far Away. That surprised me.
Okay.
Because that was a song that's also a remake. That's not an original. And it surprised me, not because I didn't think I could do it. I can. It was, how can I say this? It just was something that I just wouldn't do. I was asked to do it. And shout out to Mark Lewis.
Yes, hot hand.
He was. I got a song for you. I think you would sound pretty good. I can't find anybody, whose voice is like yours. You're pretty dope, and this and that. And I was like, okay, well, let me hear the song. Heard the song, and the song was just like,
okay.
I was like, I could do that. And I did it. He's like, no, I don't like that. You can do better. I don't want that. Listen here, little motherfucker. Listen. And I was like, I got you, but I like that. Tell me when that shit ain't right. Tell me if it's not what you want. You know?
Got you.
And I did it, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about." But it was still, to me, it's still laid back. It's a lot of runs and a lot of things that I just don't normally do, because a lot of time I be just hollering.
Okay.
But then that song, it's none of that. It's just, and then once he put it out, I'm getting all this good feedback. Nia Johnson calling me, I was like, yo, that was dope. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. Oh, wow. And it's still kind of early.
Yeah.
So with that, I was very surprised.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you something. Like, part of the whole artistry thing that been my observation from the outside is that, let's say you have the artist, you have the producer, you got the person who masters, whatever. you got all these different people who are in the mix to make something happen. And sometimes, I see this in my other business, which is real estate, is sometimes you're not necessarily the one who gets it, the vision.
Right.
You play your part, but then someone else comes to the table and they say, okay, let me do it this way. And you're like, all right, I'm going along with it, and then you go, oh, okay. Have you ever had this happen? There was a song that everybody was loving, and you're the only one who's not feeling it. And then you hear it a certain way, you hear it a certain, I don't know, certain whatever, all the stars like, ding, now I get it. I don't know if you ever had that.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes a lot of songs just have to grow on me in order for me to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they just never do.
Okay, all right.
They just never do.
Mm-hmm.
But I love music,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that I would hate the song.
Right. I got you.
I just I wouldn't like it for me. Like I may hear it and unconsciously I'll be like, no. But I know I don't like that damn song. But because I like music, I'm like, vibing to it. But there are instances where I'll be like, ooh, I don't like that. And then the next day I'm listening to it, like really listening to it, because I'm all lyrics, I'll be like, oh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Before we go on, I want to talk about your podcast. But before we do that, I just want to, you as a person who has experience in this music game, and let's pretend I was sitting down with you and you were big sister or auntie Dawn or whatever, and you were having a conversation. What maybe there's some lessons or some things that people should be paying attention to, especially now they're coming up new. Maybe they put out a song and they think, now that's it. Whoo, I made it. I mean, what's your, put out your one little track and well, I mean, what's without mentioning names, how about that?
Yeah. Well, that just goes back to, the fact that people know they can. So let's say you got money. And you can make a song, and what you gonna do? You gonna go make that song.
Gotcha.
Just because you can. So you did. Should you have? Maybe not. But you did it anyway because you could.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, when people like that do things, let them.
Okay.
Let them. I mean, that's all you can. What can you do?
Right.
Oh, okay. But don't ask me my opinion on whether I like the song or not, because I'm very forthcoming. I'm very truthful. I don't hide anything. If I like it, I'm going to tell you I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you that I don't like it, but I'm also going to tell you why I don't like it. And if you ask me if it need work, now back in the day, I used to be like, it need this, it need that, and it did it. Now I don't do that. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that no more unless you ask me.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm just listening. Not only to that song, I'm listening to them and what they're really saying. That's part of me being a Virgo. I'm reading between the lines and being soulful, soul loving. I'm digging into your soul with not with just what you're saying, but how you're saying it. Because again, it's that I can do it.
Right.
I made it off of what I can do. Not the why.
So you're saying then, I guess I'm hearing you say that, hey, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it, huh? Goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness. Boy, oh boy.
That's like putting on a nice dress that you saw online,
Mm-hmm.
and you put it on. Oh, I can rock that. But should you?
No, boo boo. That's
Yeah.
not for you.
Okay.
That's now I gotta tell you something. Your friends and your family will tell you. I mean, your real friends. And I'm not saying they're doing it to hurt your feelings, but they will tell you. Like I have my youngest daughter, Casey. She lives in Virginia, but we talk on FaceTime every day.
Mhm.
And every day she's got a critique for what I'm wearing. And it's like, no, daddy, no, somebody fooled you. I mean, so, but I know it's coming from love, and I know, or like, daddy, that's not the right combination. I said, okay, well, listen, I said, look, anyway, but I get it.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
I have my family forget about it.
Hmm.
They're a whole lot like me. Like
Okay.
where you going with that? You know, you need to change that. Put on something different. And then I have some friends that the Diamond D. I'm gonna put the name out there.
Mhm.
She another one. Where you going with that? And Faith just like that. Where you going with that? And who you going with? Because I'm not leaving up out of this house with you looking like that. Because But then you got some other friends who look, you looking all toe up, and oh, you look nice. Okay, yeah, no.
So, I grew up in a household. My sister's a Virgo, and believe me, you got to step to her correctly. If
Oh
not,
yeah.
she will give you feedback. So anyway, so you don't want to know. Sometimes we're like, listen, do you want me to agree with you, or do you want me to tell you what I think? Let me know which it is. We can go either way.
Agree to disagree.
Let's talk about your show. Okay. First of all, for those who don't know, you do a weekly show on Tuesdays. Tell us about it, the name of it, and then you've had two names actually for the show. And just tell us a little bit about the show. The previous name, now the current name. Why was it changed? And tell us about the show.
Okay, the name right now is This Is What It Is. And the change wasn't enormous, because it is what it is.
Right.
I basically changed it because it is what it is. It sounded a little sarcastic.
Okay.
And I wanted to change it because I basically, changed my life for the better, so we're gonna move out of that sarcasm a little bit. Yeah, because I can be very sarcastic.
No.
All the time, so I changed it over to This Is What It Is, because it is. We're here, we're in the now. So this is what it is. It is what it is. It's just like, this is what you're gonna get, this, and that's it. This is what it is basically like, this is what it is. This is a show. This is me. This is what we're going to talk about today. Versus it is what it is. Whatever. We'll get this, and that's it. And that's all.
Tell us some of the topics that you've covered. And I just want to preface that by saying you've covered some pretty, I'm going to say, sticky / touchy / ticklish / topics that a lot of people would not feel so comfortable talking about. So tell us some of the topics you've covered.
We cover sex topics, and not just sex topics. We go in depth with the sex.
Okay.
We go in depth with size. Does size really matter? Can be a topic.
Okay.
And that will draw in women who, yes, size matters. No, size doesn't matter. Now you got the men talking about, what about y'all? But that's the next topic, because now they want to talk about, the ocean, now they want to talk about the ocean and being tight, and loose, tight, and depth, and so we go into details, because, and those are things that people, I guess, online and in these talk shows don't talk about, but we do, clearly people want to know this, because they do talk about it. Lately we have gotten a lot more men to open up and talk to us and talk to the people in the chat room. Whereas, because men don't talk, they really don't even talk to each other about their personal issues, or the things that they're going through. But on our show, we have gotten them to do that, and gotten them to join us and disagree with us, because we're not experts.
Right.
This is life. This is what we going through. The things that we like, or things that we know that our friends who talk to us like, so we talk about it. we talk about hair. We talk about real issues. We talk about alopecia, because I have it. We talk about a lot of things that we see on Facebook. We talk about the producers who and DJs who go back and forth with each other about stupid stuff. We talk about event promoters who go back and forth with each other about doing an event, and how they did the event. And we talk about people who score events, we talk about it all. And the reason we talk about it is because it's up there, it's public for us to talk about.
Right. Got you. Okay. What would you say was the hottest topic you ever covered? And is there anything that you would consider, I'm going to say, too hot to touch?
I don't know what is, because we even talk about, I don't know if this is gonna get beeped out, but sucking dick and eating pussy. We talk about that. I don't know. We sometimes we get a lot of views, sometimes we don't. When we get a lot of views, to me sometimes it'd be a surprise, but that might have been a hot topic, But for me, I'll be like, oh, that was just a topic, So I don't know. I just love my show, and I love my coworker, my co-star. She's I've been doing this show, I think for 7 years.
Okay.
And she's been on the show, I think, for 5 of
Okay.
them. Yeah. And she is perfect. It's just like another me up there. Sometimes I could just sit back and don't say nothing, let her run with it.
Okay.
With Tanya Tannell. Yeah, she's just perfect. So I don't know what's hotter than what. But we do get touchy sometimes. We always laugh. We cry. We had guests, but because of COVID, we haven't for about maybe 2-3 years.
Okay.
But we're starting back now. To book guests to come on the show. We always promote DJs. And shout them out. We play their sets. We ask them to send us stuff, so we can play their, sets. So send us some stuff, DJ Dan.
Okay, got it. Count on it. All right.
So, and we promote all types of events. We ask you, you ain't even gotta stay in the chat room. Just put whatever you want to promote in there, and we'll, promote it for you. Yeah. Well-rounded. I'm a very well-rounded person.
How did you and Tanya Tan connect, and what caused the magic there?
She's always been my friend. It's a
Okay.
30-year
Oh, so
friendship.
you guys know each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we booked her when it was me, Shamaka, and Shonda T.
Mhm.
We booked her to be a guest
Okay.
on the show. And just so happened that what did we book her for? We booked her because she sells paparazzi.
Okay. Okay.
So we wanted to promote her,
Mhm.
selling her jewelry.
Mhm.
And when she came on the show, she was flawless with how she spoke,
Mm.
very detailed oriented,
Mhm.
about that specific topic that we were talking about.
Mhm.
And just so happened, Shonda T was taking off in her career, and
Right.
Shamaka decided that he just didn't want to do it anymore.
Mhm.
And in my head, because I'm a straight businesswoman at all times of life,
Mhm. Okay.
I'm like, okay, I got my eye on her,
Gotcha.
and not only do I have my eye on her, I'm putting my words on her too. So
Mhm.
I'm saying, Tan, just in case, I want you to know that I'm looking at you for, and would you be interested in it,
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
sure, no problem. And sure
Mhm.
enough, our end of the season, Shamaka was like, well, I'm not gonna be on the show anymore, life, da 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 da. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, thank you. And it was live,
Mhm.
thank you for being a part of it. We love you, and we hope that you and your future endeavors, and everybody else, welcome. Turn your damn down.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Now, has there ever been anything in that show that you've talked about that's made you blush?
Everything make me everything because a lot can be very touchy. A
Mm-hmm.
lot. I mean, we talk about makeups, we talk about breakups, and I mean in our life,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? We talk about things that happen with us, and these things that happen with us happen with other people too. And
Right.
I'm sitting here talking about my personal life. So, and I'm real with mine, but I'm blushing too because I'm telling it,
Okay.
talking about it to basically the world, 33,
Mm-hmm.
50, 100, however many people in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Now they know this. But
Mm-hmm.
it's me, but I'm still blushing. I'm still human,
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
Now, um, biggest lesson you've learned from doing the show, or biggest, I don't know, that you've learned that you think would help somebody else? Well,
just to listen. Listen. People got away from listening
listen. Okay.
to other people. This world is right now about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't in this world by yourself.
That's for
you
sure.
know so we got to listen, to other people, not to just what they're saying, how they're saying it, but why they're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what that person right next to you are going through. So
Right.
you sitting here telling me about what you doing and what you this and that and this happened and that happened, and I'm sitting here inside crying inside, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't see it because you telling
Right.
me about this. I broke up with this one and did this one took this one, and I can't pay this bill and I can't
Mm-hmm.
pay that bill, and I'm over here hurting.
Right. Right. Right.
Why am I going to tell you something and
Mm-hmm.
you going through all of this here, but I'm crying inside. I need to
Mm-hmm.
get this out. But
Right.
I'm not comfortable talking to you now because you just ranting and the raving and so people need to sometimes just relax and listen,
Mm-hmm.
and when you relax and you listen, you will get the opportunity to talk about what you're going through while
Mm-hmm.
you giving that person an opportunity to talk about what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So just stop for a minute, take a break, shut up and just listen sometimes.
Mhm. You know, speaking is an art form, but many times listening is the better art form.
Mm-hmm.
And the proof that you never know what somebody else is going through, because every day you hear about somebody that loses it and comes home and shoots the whole family, whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, what kind of man was it? He was a quiet
Mm-hmm.
man. He was a nice
Mm-hmm.
guy. We never
Yeah.
heard a thing. Hey, look what just
Nothing.
happened in Linden. Hey, I don't think anybody had an idea that whatever was going on in that household would have happened. I mean,
Yeah.
you raise a very, very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Talking is important, but listening is probably more important.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
is.
Wow. What's on the horizon for Dawn Souluvn Williams? Or should I say
Um,
Souluvn
I,
Williams?
the same, basically the same thing is just pushing forward, continue to write. I have a project that I'm about to start working on with Johnny Montana.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Johnny Montana is that new me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to get another hit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start back working on something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's next on my horizon to record something with him.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the summer coming up, I want to get back out there. I want to start performing because COVID did a lot,
Yeah.
for performances.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the DJs are now coming back,
Mm-hmm.
now, so they're getting booked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Performers, I don't think are getting booked as much as the DJs right now, but I hope it picks up,
Mm-hmm.
for us singers.
Along those lines, okay, so a lot of people, event organizers, et cetera, would rather just book straight DJs.
Mm-hmm.
And that in some cases they're not booking the artists that actually made the songs. What would you have to say to those people? And what can artists do to kind of say, hey, wait a minute, yes, you're sweating to that song, but hey, why don't you sweat to the real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I would say, sometimes you have to contact people.
okay.
You gotta put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if contact is going to the club and
Mm-hmm.
being seen,
Yeah.
then you do that. My thing is, I've always been that type of artist. When I was out at a club and I hear my song, I'm getting up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go out there. If I'm the only person out there in the middle of the floor dancing, I'm gonna be out there dancing to my song.
Mm-hmm.
I never sat down, down while my song was playing. And it could be one of them songs that I don't like. But because it was me, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna dance to my song. I want people. That's a way of showing that DJ, that producer, or that promoter that I'm not afraid of my song. This is me. And while I'm out there, because I don't need no mic, I'm going to be singing my song, so you're gonna hear me too. I get a lot of people that say, "Oh, you sound just like your record." Yeah, right. So sometimes that's how I get booked, because I'm out there singing, and they'll hear me and they come run and bring me the mic. Sometimes I'll jump on that mic and sometimes I'll be like, nope, book me. But I feel like you do have to put yourself out there. You have to promote yourself. It's showing and proving, what you can do. You just can't be talk all the damn time. You have to prove it. That's why I will put videos up of me singing. That's me proving I can sing. Yeah. Not just that I can sing, I can sing.
I know that. Yeah, matter of fact, I remember At Cafe Z, I saw you break out do Field 5. I saw you do that. Yeah, yeah. So wow. Any final thoughts? Anything you would like to share before we come in for a soft landing?
Well, yes, I would like to say that artists, promoters, DJs, whomever, so you were saying if you want to get into this now, I feel like if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. But do it because you want to do it, not because somebody else think you could do it, you know, or somebody else said do it or whatever. Do it because you feel it inside and you want to do it. Another thing is mind your business. Stop worrying about everybody else. Worry about yourself. Where that's where a lot of problems come in, that people start worrying about other people and worrying about what other people are doing and how they're doing it. Have that confidence in yourself to know that you can do it, and you do it the best way you know how.
Wow, that's right. Powerful stuff. Now I'm about to put up a disclaimer on this interview. You know that, right?
No. Wait, what's the disclaimer? I can look. We got to do disclaimers on my show Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. So.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you're faint of heart,
I get booked for shows. This is people say you should have been a comedian. Like, no, but this is me. I'm not just like I'm just
fun. I tell you one more time. Wow. If people want to contact you, follow you, keep up with you, how do they do it?
Okay, well, I'm Facebook, of course. I have 2 personal pages. They can look me up, Dawn Williams. They can look me up, Dawn Souluvn Williams. I have a fan page that's Dawn Souluvn Williams Music. I have my label page, is Souluvn Entertainment. I am on Twitter as Souluvn Entertainment. I'm on Instagram as Souluvn Dawn. I'm also on LinkedIn, Dawn Williams.
Okay.
Souluvn Entertainment. MySpace.
That's it. That's it. It's been turned around. MySpace. Listen to this. So this lady that I know, she was relatively new to social media, and she called. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Facebook tonight. Anyway, so MySpace. That's it. MySpace. I mean MySpace. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah, and also YouTube.
Yes. Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. Wow, Dawn. Hey, such a pleasure.
Thank you. It always is. It always is. Thank you so much for having me.
No, absolutely. I'm glad we could air it out, and
absolutely.
I think, those those 5-minute clips, I think that's cute and everything. But in my opinion, I feel better about having a conversation, and we're not rushing through anything. And we have to make sure everything is a sound bite. And anyway, I just want to let you know I truly appreciate you.
Thank you. Likewise.
I'll get you a mix, and like I say, ladies and gentlemen, if
you
you don't want to hear it, listen. You should ask: do you want me to agree with you, or do you want my opinion?
Listen, people don't do it no more. They don't. They be like, I'm not asking Dawn. And some people like, I'm asking Dawn. Because Dawn gonna give you the real deal. Some don't want that fake, that phony, that half-ass shit. But they know Dawn not gonna do that. Dawn gonna give them the real. And plus, I've changed too. I am a little nice. I'm gonna give you a real deal, but I'm, give it to you a little nice. I mean, Steve was my best friend. He was like, Steve Davis. He's like, you too mean. You got to stop that. You said so. So now I think he mean.
Listen, So with me, I grew up with my mother and my two sisters. I mean, they could look at you and cut you in half. I mean, they were like so sharp with the tongue, like so like brutally blunt. I mean, like blunt, blunt, blunt. So what happened is after a while, you know, when you're in a household like that, and you know, I was the only son, and I got two sisters that are like brutally, I mean, painfully honest. My mother was like that. My father would go, Louise, you know, he would like, Louise, stop it, you know.
Yeah, that's how they do me. Like, she say anything out her mouth. Look, I had to reprogram my whole brain. Like, you can't say what you're thinking.
We'd be watching TV and somebody passed away, and let's say it was 80-something years old. And I'm telling you how my mother was. She would say, well, he lived long enough. He's living out somebody else's time. My father said, wait, what's wrong with you? Anyway, so that's the environment I grew up with. And after a while, I kind of, you know, you got to learn how to at least emotionally protect yourself in that environment.
Yes. Let's see, if y'all understood your mother when she said it that way, she wasn't being mean.
No. That wasn't her intent. That was not her intent. It was just
right.
Like, you know, just how I see it.
That's what it was, though. You know, it just wasn't the right place, right time, I guess. You know.
Anyway, wow. Hey, Dawn, listen, thank you so much. It's a joy and a pleasure. You know, we got to get back together and do this again. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. You know, say hello to your crew and everything.
I sure will.
And, you know, keep me in the loop. Anything I can do to help you push, promote, talk it up, I'm there, including your new stuff. So anyway, but I go back to work and all that kind of stuff. So I've been on your tip for a while.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, again, well, thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. Hey, I just had this wonderful, wonderful conversation, a wonderful time with Dawn Souluvn Williams. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the wire. Matter of fact, we're past the wire, but that's okay because of who we have in the room here. Get ready. Get ready.